Tom here, Thursday the 19th. Yesterday we went to Las Cruces and took the engine in to the machine shop to get worked on. So that's a good progress. When I came home then I went down to a friend of ours down in Hillsboro. We pressed on the bearings and the collar. So that's done. Waiting on the material for a gasket here, something I want to do. Rotors showed up today, so I got the rotors installed. Had to buy new rotors and got the slotted drilled and got the calipers mounted. So cruising along there. You know, something I didn't do was replace the brake lines. I've got a guy I'm going to talk to, see what he thinks, if I should or not. You know, you don't know the condition on the inside, even though they're cleaned. So there's that. Another problem I'm having is the rear brake lines. So I bought a tap and die and cleaned up the threads on this brass T. But these ends here, you know, I got a die, 3/8/24, but this one just didn't feel right. So I don't want to screw them up. Might have to replace these. Something I never made. So maybe I will get into learning how to make brake lines. I mean, it's not difficult. Just gotta have more tools, you know, to do the flare. And we'll see how that goes. The other thing that's weird, that maybe I've got a bad spring back here, is this rear end is dropped 1/2 inch over here. Okay, so I don't know if that'll go away when I put the body on and the tires and everything, but it's definitely a 1/2 inch lower. You know, I measured the frame here and it's whatever it is, 38 3/8, I think, all the way across. So it's basically level. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's that arm here. But, you know, that pretty much locks that in there on this side. So for some reason over here, I don't know if the shock is doing something it shouldn't. Kind of stymied on that, you know, unless the spring is in backwards, or it matches that one with the two clips here and the one here. So it could be a worn out leaf spring. That'd be a drag. Need again talk to somebody else about that. It's beyond me. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, so I want to put a gasket here, right here. Shorter material. Once that gets here, then I can put the rear axles in, do the rear brakes, get that all finished, get the tires on, and drop this thing down to the ground. So that's really all I got done today. Wasn't much. We had a neighbor come visit, so we chatted till 1 o'clock, 9 to 1, showing him the car. Thanks for coming, Gary. So the guy that sold me the car was going to come up today, but something happened, so he couldn't make it. Maybe he'll come tomorrow. I hope he does, because he's a vintage car guy and has quite a few of them. Even has a 1959 Austin Healey, what do they call that, a 100-6? So Bob's the man with the cars, and so I want to get him here. And he also raced cars. He's a race car driver in his vintage cars. So I'm looking forward to his visit again. Talk about car stuff. So that's it, and we'll talk later. Bye.